Leigh Waters coming in hot, going right at the chest of Paris Todd.
1-0-2.
Nice ball there in combo from Riley Newman there, Cam.
Yeah, just a little high dink there from Todd that just created that for Newman right there, opened up the court quite a bit. You're going to see her settle in and start to get those a little bit lower.
Ooh, and Leigh off the tape right there, but a good start for them.
Yeah, and you don't see that often where the point ends at on a dinking. There was no speed ups there,
No.
but it just shows how disciplined all four of these players are.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Leigh Waters to speed up right down that line of Johnson. He's going to be sitting on that all night.
1-2-1.
Well, Todd gets jammed up a little bit right there.
Yeah, you're going to see her make that adjustment. I would assume slide out to make sure that her backhand is ready to go, one of her best shots.
Oh, Newman dots the back corner there with a little forehand flick. Earning the side out.
Don't see him speed up with the forehand on that side very often. That was very effective.
Big forehand winner there from J.W. Johnson.
Just like that, it shows when Todd can get her backhand low and down, it just creates so much opportunity, as you just saw, for Johnson to finish.
Oh, finding a hole in the middle right there is J.W. Johnson, and another quick side out.
One, 2-1.
Flat forehand finish there from Riley Newman, as it's almost still a feeling out process now for both of these teams early on in game one. Nice job by J.W. Johnson. As
checking his feet.
Yeah, he looks straight down after he puts his forehand away to make sure he's not in the kitchen. And if he was, Mike Baumgartner, your lead referee, would have been all over it.
Point.
See, I like that right there. I want to see Paris Todd drive a little more. Let J.W. Johnson come in and poach a couple of those. See where we're at as the weather cools and the ball gets faster. Oh, and Riley Newman trying to do everything he could to help Leigh Waters.
There's
with
a
that
lot
ball.
of willing in that last shot.
4-2-2.
Nice finish there from Newman, but some great hands between Newman, Johnson, and Todd there throughout that point. But Todd and Johnson take a 2-point lead.
2-4-1.
Oh.
Second server.
And so Newman trying to tell Waters that ball's going out. Not sure if there was enough on it, but Waters just not able to dip that right shoulder enough and get on top of that two-handed backhand.
2-4-2.
Oh, right there.
Great.
Unbelievable. Leigh Waters going off the tape, though. Unfortunately, clips and drops back.
4-2-1.
What, some great hands there from Todd and Johnson. Oh, nice counter from Leigh Waters. And that was the pattern right there that Paris Todd was doing against Catherine Parenteau. The difference was Parenteau was countering straight on to Johnson, and Johnson was putting it away. If Leigh Waters can go back at Todd, she may find some success.
Don't see him miss that very often. He loves that shot.
Yeah, he does. He loves that lean in. He'll take that ball out of the air better than anyone.
2-4-1.
Use his wrist to flick that ball right at his opponent.
Second server.
You don't even need to watch the ball when you watch Riley Newman to know if that ball went over or not. His body language says it all. Yeah, and Paris Todd looking over at J.W. Johnson, asking if that ball was out. We'll get a better view of it here.
Yes, ma'am. 3-4-2.
So 3-4, 1 point lead here for Todd and Johnson, and J.W. Johnson creating a great angle there.
There we have it right here.
The ball looks like it's right on that line.
Second server. 4-3-2.
Big forehand finish there from Riley Newman.
And I can see some more comfortability on this side with Waters and Newman having just come off of this court versus Todd and Johnson, who have been sitting for a bit. They've been on an outer court. For them to come back on here and take them some time to settle in.
Yeah, and that's the when Riley Newman almost putting up his hands going, really? That's what you're going to do? Speed up there? I'm good with that. And now you're seeing Newman and Waters stacking. Wow, Leigh Waters staying in that point and ending up with the winner here. J.W. Johnson with his paddle down and then gets beat on that forehand side, and Waters and Newman take a 5-4 lead. Ooh, just out, and Todd not able to get on top of that. But what you're seeing is, so it's timeout here from Todd and Johnson. But what you're seeing now is instead of Waters and Newman playing straight up, they're strictly stacking to put Leigh Waters on the left. They're seeing something that they really, really like to keep her over there. They've found success with her before on that side, and when I interviewed them last, they said, oh, we like staying, straight up. Now they're putting her strictly on that left side. What are you seeing?
Oh, it's very effective. Like I said, I think she has one of the best backhand roll dinks out there in both the men and the women's side. She can create so much with that, and when you're playing with someone like Riley Newman, who can cover so much court and has such incredible hands, he's not surprised by Johnson's speed ups. He's seen him before. He's very aware in men's doubles and mixed doubles, and he's setting up accordingly. And I think right now you're seeing a lot of chemistry on the Water and Newman side, even though they just started playing this morning. And watching it continue, there's a comfortability right now with this setup, and it's showing.
Oh, and just can't convert on the pop-up off the tape.
You see they're not knowing Waters to come over and cover, stay on the left.
Wow, Leigh Waters, and that is what I'm talking about right there. Leaning into this two-hander. Watch her dip that front shoulder, get on top. Beautifully done, and they double up Todd and Johnson. And they're on a 6-0 run here.
The ball was in.
So Todd asking if that around the post from Newman was in. Mike Baumgartner confirming that the ATP was in. And it's a 9-4 lead for Waters and Newman.
9-4-1.
Riley Newman feeling it right now. I mean, he's bouncing, he's rushing back to the baseline to serve, and it is an 8-0 run for Waters and Newman. What do Todd and Johnson need to do here, Cam, to slow them down?
I think they need to extend the rallies right now. I think that any speed ups right now, you're not going to get past Newman or Waters. They're just playing too good. They're seeing the ball too well. Let's go ahead and slow it back down. Let's get into some longer dink rallies, and let's let Johnson decide the speed up and finish that right now. I think that's how Waters and Newman have been so successful in getting so many points, is them just completely taking control of this match, the pace, the patterns, the positioning, everything. I think right now Todd and Johnson need to settle back in as what they did in the beginning of game one here, where they were able to get some points, have some longer rallies.
All right, well, they're on first server still, so they're going to have to hold off 2 serves here to get a side out. And J.W. Johnson with the big put away there.
But see, I like that he decided the speed up and finished it.
Right.
10-4-2.
Todd coming up, paddle down, gets crossed up. Waters and Newman taking game one by a score of 11-4 here at the 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. We'll take a commercial break. Game two on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2 about to get underway. Pairs Todd to serve. Game 1 going to Annalie Waters and Riley Newman, 11-4. They ended game number 1 on a 9-0 run.
That's exactly the adjustment I wanted her to make. She kept getting jammed on that forehand side, having her adjust, moving a little bit out wide and taking that with her backhand, her better shot.
Point. 2-0-2.
Oh, that ball peeked over and said, no, not going tonight. And a 3-0 lead
there
here for Todd and Johnson.
3-0-2.
Yeah, and just J.W. Johnson going right at the body of Riley Newman 2 times in a row, getting that ball up and the put away. And all that 9-0 run that happened in game 1 to end it, that's all said and done. Starting game 2 on a 4-0 run. What's been the difference here, Cam, from the first game now to the second?
I think they have belief that they should stay in this match and that they can take game 2. They have the shots, they have the patterns, they have everything they need in order to win this game here. The adjustment I saw right off the bat is in the first game, Todd was getting jammed by Newman on the right-hand side time and time again. We saw in the very first ball there, her sliding now out towards the sideline there and taking it with her backhand, her better shot. And I'm seeing there right now, she's having more confidence and more success with taking that slide out, having Johnson slide a little bit more into the middle and taking control of the kitchen line.
Time 4-0-2.
All right, as we come in from the timeout, 4-0 lead for Todd and Johnson. Yeah, you're looking at Riley Newman trying to gain some space, give himself some space, but ends up just backing up a little too much.
5-0-2.
And the run for Todd and Johnson continues.
Side out.
A little wide on the reset from Todd, but a great run to take a 5-0 lead here in game 2.
0-5-1.
Ball just long. Good decision by Johnson to let that ball drop.
0-5-2.
Yeah, that's a tough spot for Johnson to speed up. That's Leigh Waters sitting on the two-hander right there, waiting for him to speed up to that spot.
Side out. Five, 1-1.
That's a bait.
Second serve.
Newman baited Todd into pulling the trigger there. He knows that the middle looks open right there.
Right.
And as soon as she goes to speed up, he knows where she's going with that.
And you watch him slide immediately because of that.
Yeah, and where we're at, Cam, we have a perfect view of that hole that Newman's leaving open on purpose. And it looks huge, right? Right from here, it looks like it's a hole in the middle that, you know, Paris can punch that ball through, but it's just not there. Ooh, Leigh Waters on her front foot. She punishes this ball, just doesn't get it over.
1-5-2.
She wants that one back. Yeah, and I'm seeing that right there is what I'm thinking is that Newman and Waters are seeing something. And they're seeing a chink in the armor, and the chink in the armor is in the middle.
Right.
They need to dink middle, and if they can dink middle, I think it opens up the middle, and that's kind of almost backwards thinking, but it is because then they both slide back. Do Paris and J.W. Johnson? Yeah, Leigh Waters sitting on that twice from Todd.
And what they're seeing there is J.W. Johnson is not taking as much court as Riley Newman does, right? So he's staying on his line over there, rarely coming over to take anything from Todd's backhand dinks. However, that's where the confusion is coming for on the Johnson and Todd side, right, is because there is that hole of he's placing it perfectly of Johnson saying, oh, am I going to take it with my forehand, or is Todd, am I going to take it with my backhand? And that's where he's seeing that hole where he can speed up, where he can hit a nice strong dink, maybe get a pop-up. That is exactly what he's seeing right there, and it's very successful right now.
So you're seeing two different styles of timeouts. Paris Todd, J.W. Johnson not saying a word to each other. Riley Newman is usually known for that when he plays with his sister Lindsay, is that during timeouts they split and just go complete opposite directions.
Let's take a breather.
But this time, Riley and Leigh, every time during timeouts, they've gone together and they've been talking. So they're communicating together, which is good. But they're still down by 2 here. Good angle there from Johnson and a good timeout.
5-3-1.
Oh, Riley Newman right at the hip of Paris Todd.
5-3-2.
Oh, wow. And that's J.W. Johnson just trying to do a little too much right there.
Again, that's that hole, though. I think Todd was slid over just a little bit too much, and he wasn't covering the middle like he could have to finish that ball right there.
That's just good patience, great point construction from Riley Newman, waiting for the right ball. He's able to punch that ball through the middle for the winner.
I think they hit, what, 12 dinks in a row right to the same spot?
Yeah.
And finally, I think at the 8th dink, Johnson decided, I'm going to take all of these.
And Newman catching Paris Todd on the stack. As she comes up, she gets up a little late.
Yes, ma'am. 5-5-1.
Wow, what hands from Riley Newman. I mean, he's off the ground blocking that ball in the middle.
And anything high, it's not coming back after Newman finishes that ball.
6-5-1.
Oh, and Newman and Waters both wanted to finish that after they did such a good job of getting back in that point, but couldn't do anything right there.
And on the flip side, he was really good on Todd or on Johnson's part to put it right in the middle of them too.
Good spot there from Paris Todd. If you're going to go anywhere at the feet of Newman, you got to go to the right foot. He's always pretty much gripped in that two-handed backhand, ready for that backhand side. Go to that right foot, and that's exactly what Todd did right there. Oh, Johnson finding the middle right there. Good setup by Todd as she pulled Riley Newman to the sideline just enough, got him off balance.
And it was a perfect height. She's been going a little bit too high where he's able to finish that. Right there, it jammed him up a little bit to give him a nice ball to finish on. I mean, there were a couple balls in the middle there where Newman was trying to bait Paris Todd into speeding those balls up. She didn't bite. She stayed in it, which was nice.
6-2.
But Newman and Waters come out on top. Oh, Newman almost getting that one back over, but a good setup there from Todd.
Just shows how calm Johnson is from staying at the baseline. It may take 3 balls for him to get in, but the patience that he has and how much control he has over his hands and that paddle is unreal.
Oh, what a find right there by Johnson. Little flick backhand as he walks back over going, I got that right there with that little flick backhand.
That's nothing.
That is all me right there, and they take an 8-6 lead. What have you seen, Cam, that's been the difference right now for Todd and Johnson?
I think Johnson's taking more of a leadership role here as he needs to. He needs to be more aggressive in the middle. Yes, Todd likes her backhand. However, let's have Johnson take all those middle balls in the dink. Let's have him set up a little bit more on his side. And I see right there making the adjustment of the backhand there with Todd as well. But I think the difference maker has been Johnson. He's stepped up his game, and he's needed to. I think on the other side, Newman's been running the table. And you have to have the male counterpart on the other side take that initiative and be bigger than Newman. And that's what Johnson is doing right now. Can he hold it? We'll see. But it's gotten them up now 2 points, coming up 8-6 now in game 2, and they have to win this game.
We'll see if Newman and Waters will switch anything up. Maybe they go back to Newman on the left and Waters on the right. We'll see what they do here coming out of this timeout. Todd just pops that ball up a little bit, so a good timeout and a quick side out.
Yeah, he's finding success on Todd's forehand there.
Second server.
We'll not see him miss that
No,
anymore in this match.
6-8-2.
free point there on the return of serve from Johnson. Cannot have that in a must-win game, tight game. Oh, the easy one, Johnson can't reset. He gets the hard one.
The power from Waters' paddle was a lightning bolt over the net.
All tied at 8 here on second server. Oh, and Waters off the tape, and the winner. And a timeout here from Paris Todd and J.W. Johnson, as Waters and Newman have taken the advantage back here. A little update on the bottom half. Parento and Johns take out Kawamoto and Barr 15-13. And in the other matchup on that bottom half, Kovalova and Wright take out Irvin and De Villiers 15-12. So our next matchup here on Championship Court will be that match. Kovalova and Wright versus Parento and Johns in a game to 15, which will pit the winner of that matchup against the winner of the match that we have going on right now. And right now, it is all Waters and Newman with the momentum, up 9-8 here in game 2.
And there was a change coming out from that other timeout that they had. I think the discussion was, hey, we're going to play to win. We're not going to play not to lose. And there was such a difference in momentum and aggression that Newman and Waters brought out in that last timeout to get them up 9-8.
Wow, J.W. Johnson finishes it with a big forehand in the middle. But what a job by Newman and Waters to work their way back up into that point. Seemed like they were dead in the water, but a big finish from J.W. Johnson.
8-9-1.
It's a huge side out.
Second server.
Again, cannot do that here.
8-9-2.
Paris Todd with the speed up at Annalie Waters. Waters going
A
long.
much needed point.
And it is going to come down to the end here. 9-9-2. Johnson serving.
9-9-2.
She read it.
Yeah, Todd's sitting on it right there. She kind of squats in almost like a half scorpion to get to that forehand, but can't get it up and over, and still tied at 9 here, game 2. Wow, nice little backhand flick there from JW Johnson down the line. Gets Newman leaning middle.
9-9-2.
There we go again.
Fight there. Wow.
There you have where the two women, Todd and Waters, going at it. And then you have JW Johnson stepping in, finishing that point.
Just out right there by Newman. I think Newman was trying to sell it a little bit. And that ball is out. Newman tried to sell it. But Johnson does make the right call there, and it is a 10-9 lead for Todd and Johnson, trying to force a third game here. Wow, Riley Newman coming out on top of that firefight. And they fight off one game point. Make it 2 game points they fight off.
9-10-1.
Oh, now we are all tied up.
The movement of Riley Newman just alone gets points on the board. With how creative he can be with just his movement, let alone what he's going to hit when he puts his paddle at.
Second server. 10-10-2. Point.
And on the flip side now, Waters and Newman with a match point on their paddle here.
11-10-2.
That ball drops in. Newman wanted to call it out so bad, but it drops in on that baseline, and they fight it off.
10-11-1.
Oh, good talk there from Waters as Newman was going to play that.
Ten, 11-2.
J.W. Johnson.
Wow,
what a
he read
move
that.
by the youngster here. Look at that read. And just a little forehand roll. He doesn't even pound this, but he rolls this.
A lot of times you see the Ernies go down the middle or cross court. He went right behind Newman there on that line.
see that back foot just stay?
Yes.
He doesn't slide that back foot all the way over, ends up reaching, and that ball into the net.
11-1. Second server.
That was better. Him really sliding over and taking the initiative there.
Yeah, and a good ball jamming up Leigh Waters.
11-2.
Still tied here at 11. Oh, Leigh Waters slipping that right down the sideline, and it will give her and Riley Newman a second match point.
She set up that entire point. Great play.
Well, that ball drops right on the line again. Todd and Johnson flirting with disaster there. Both of them painting
They're
lines
wanting
on
this
the last
game
2
here.
points. Wow.
11-12-1.
And that's been some of the things throughout this entire match is when Todd is going in that dink rally there, popping it up just a little bit too much. She's getting beat by Newman every time.
Johnson can't finish it there on the forehand. That means that Newman and Waters are going to have at least 2 more opportunities to end this match.
12-11-1.
Yep, and she slides it right down the line, and it is a 13-11 victory in game number 2 for Newman and Waters.
Such an incredible match by all 4 of these players here. I am so impressed right now.